Okay, so here we go. As every content we create in any platform, we have to start with a disclaimer. Nothing that we produce is information. Nothing that we produce is financial tax advice. Everything we produce is for educational, entertainment, and purpose only, and should not be your only source. And again, this Crypto.A does occur every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. And again, no financial, no tax advice. And as most people in the crypto space, they have some kind of focus or some line of expertise. I focus on risk aversion. Therefore, I'm known as a risk averse guy. And my rule of thumb is, if there's a doubt, there is no doubt. Meaning, if there's a doubt, I do not invest. And today we want to talk about wealth and exploitation. And a lot of people believe wealth can only be achieved via exploitation. That's pretty much what we're trying to challenge here today. And again, the way we're going to do this is, first I'm going to define wealth for the sake of this argument. We're going to define what is capitalism for the sake of this argument, what is exploitation, and then we're going to see if all wealth is built with exploitation, right? So first of all, what is wealth? So the definition of wealth is abundance of value, possessions, or money, a plentiful supply of a particular desirable thing. What I find beautiful is the word desirable, right? That which is plentiful that you desire to have plenty of. Now, what is capitalism? Capitalism is an economic and political system in which a country's trade and industry are controlled by private owners for profit. So capitalism pretty much is dictated by the idea of private property and the private ownership of the means of production. Now, there's a few requirements in order for you to have private property and capitalism. So respect for capital, that's the first thing that we need to have, respect for an individual and respect for capital. And the main respect begins respect to your integrity of your body, which means no violence, because that's your main capital. Your body, your health, your intelligence, that's the main capital that everyone got. And of course, respect for individuals, as I just mentioned. We need to respect one another in order to have a capitalist system work. Otherwise, it doesn't work. There is no private property if your property can be looted or taken, or disrespect can occur. Or if I force you to work under coercion, that is not capitalism, that's slavery. So the premise, the main requirement for the existence of capitalism is respect. And of course, once you have respect, you can achieve what we call voluntary exchange. So slavery in economical terms is defined by 100% taxation and 100% non-voluntary exchange. So you remove voluntary exchange, you remove capitalism. So capitalism, for the sake of this discussion, is a system that is based on respect and voluntary exchange. Now, once you establish that, let's look at exploitation, right? The action or fact of treating someone unfairly, which means also not respecting someone in order to benefit from their work. Another definition, the action of making use and benefiting from resources. Now, for the sake of this, whenever I heard the word exploitation, I'm exploiting someone, I think of slavery, maybe because my ancestors were slaves, and I think of not voluntary exchange. If the exchange is not voluntarily, then I can accept that there is exploitation. But if the exchange is voluntarily, I have a very hard time understanding how can that be exploitation. Now, the question is wealth built with exploitation? That's the question I'm going to be asking here. And I agree that some wealth is built with exploitation. I'm saying that capitalism removes the possibility of exploitation. What I'm saying is whenever there is exploitation, you violate in the premises of capitalism. Of course, some wealth is built with exploitation. Now, also, I want you to understand that exploitation cannot be solved solely with a economical regime. Exploitation to me is a moral problem, is a philosophical problem, is a spiritual, religious problem. It is not an economical system problem. So again, I think it's impossible to create an economic system that eradicates human flaw. Exploitation, abuse, lack of respect is a flaw of humans, is a flaw of character. There are other problems there. It's not the problem of the economical system. So again, some wealth is created with exploitation. I don't think we're ever going to be able to eradicate that, not with an economical system, but not all wealth is created or achieved or acquired by exploitation. So again, exploitation is a result of a human greed. It is not a result of an economical system. Some economical system endorses more greed than others. Of course, again, human greed is a character problem, as I just mentioned. It is not an economical system problem. So this is what I want to make sure that you understand. Greed is not the fault of the economical system. It is a fault on human character and so on. Now, recap, we covered what is wealth for the sake of this argument, what is capitalism, what is required to have capitalism, what is exploitation. Pretty much the requirement of exploitation for the sake of this conversation is non-voluntary exchange. And of course, some wealth is built with exploitation, but not all. And now, if you want to find out more about this kind of subject, please consider joining our academy by using the link below the video or contacting one of us. And